Hey there. Today we're going to make a seam in a carpet. What I'm doing here is I'm straight edging the side of the carpet because the factory edges are never quite straight enough, so you want to edge both sides before you put the carpet together. Take my straight edge in about a good inch on the carpet. All the way down the side here we're going to make the seam. More here. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my seam edge here. I'm going to fold it back to keep it away from the wall. The seam's actually going to be over there, but we're going to fold it away from the wall to give us room to make a seam. A little bit like this. Alright. Now, we're going to get our roll of seam tape here. This is a good seam tape. It's about 4 inches wide. It's got a good amount of glue on it. And we're going to start overlapping about an inch on the edge of the seam there. Roll it out and get it right here. Just about an inch over. We're going to put it underneath the seam. Right there, so it's lined up about in the middle. Okay. Then we're going to get our piece of carpet. And we're going to seam up to it. Now this piece of carpet has already been edged. I got a nice straight edge. I'm going to butt to it. Very important right here that the direction of the carpet is running in the same way. Smooth, smooth, rough, rough. If you run it 2 different ways, you'll see it a mile away. I also prepared this piece of carpet earlier. We didn't have a piece of carpet long enough to do the whole thing in one piece, so we seamed it together. Okay. Now come over here. In right here. Wipe off the excess glue. Put it here on the seaming tape in between the carpets. And we'll let the iron sit on the tape for a few minutes to heat it up. Generally I like to keep my iron heat somewhere between 3 and 4. But that can vary with different irons. I'm just used to this iron, and this is what I do. And we'll pull the iron once it moves pretty freely by itself. You don't want to force it, so then you know that the tape is melted. You can see down there that the tape is melted. And just want to part the fibers and make sure the backing's nice and tight together. Not overlapped and not gapped, but tight together. And once you get it tight together like that, you run what we call a seam roller. Run that over it. Just kind of pushes the carpet down into it. You rub your hand back and forth like this, and if you don't see a line, you know you're getting a good seam. iron box has a weight to kind of hold it down while it dries. There's a lot of other things you can use. They actually make specific weights that you can put on it. But my iron box seems to work fine for me. Just pull it down. Make sure the backing's together. Just tight. Roll over it with a seam roller. Rub your hand back and forth on it. Don't see a line. Looking good. Tight. Roll over with a seam roller. Rub your hand back and forth. Looking good. The reason we have to make seams is a lot of rooms come wider than the actual carpet. And of course, when you have to join rooms of carpet to hallways and stuff like that, you need to make seams. This carpet's 12 feet wide. The room is about 12'8". So we had to put a little seam down this wall here. Try to always put your seam in an area where you'll have the least amount of foot traffic as possible. Alright, we still got about another 4 feet to go on the seam, and I think you pretty much got the gist of it now. We're going to make the seam, and we're probably going to let it cool off for a good 15 to 20 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and install the carpet. When we install the carpet, we'll start installing on the seam side first, so we're kicking away from it. Since the seam is so close to the wall, we don't want to kick the seam, we want to kick away from it. So we'll set the wall where the seam is and stretch away.